Okay, so now I go into how loans create cash flow. So here's how this works. Once we decide to use the cash flow during retirement, and this is the part that I love about what I do. Again, I believe you deserve the opportunity to get what you want and have your assets positioned in such a way that when it's finally time to use those assets, you are completely exempt from both federal and state income taxes, regardless of the income level and regardless of the state you reside in. And here's how we do it. So we've climbed the mountain properly and ensured we had the proper tools. And in this case, we ensured we had a large amount of capital in our permanent life insurance bucket. And the year that we decide to use this for income, we put a loan against it. This is a loan, therefore it's completely tax-free, and it doesn't have a place to go on your tax return, which means you have zero means testing on your Social Security and or any other benefits for that matter. Now, this small loan does have a small interest expense, simple interest, but our entire bucket is still earning the full dividend, and this little loan will never catch up and consume the full value of this bucket. And the next year we do the same thing, and so on and so on. And all the while, this entire balance is still earning. So what we've done is we've collateralized our spend down instead of depleting it. Now, there's an additional benefit that I haven't gone over before. Because this is a collateral strategy instead of depleting, the amount that we can distribute is higher than just a regular depletion. You see, insurance contracts, because of this, can yield about a 6 to 7% safe withdrawal rate. So if this had $1 million, we could achieve about 60 to 70 of tax-exempt capital from the insurance. So we get about double the amount of cash flow than we do from a traditional investment like an IRA. But here's a key point. If one of the spouse dies, what along the way, as they're climbing down the mountain here and one of them passes away in the middle, if we are set up this way, what does the surviving spouse receive? Yeah, that's right. They receive the tax-free death benefit. And that's a sizable amount of money, which then allows us to restructure this whole thing and certainly to maintain a quality of distribution, of quality of life, a high spendable income for that spouse. Now, see, if the husband and wife are using a distribution from a 401k or an IRA, then that income, that distribution has to last for both lives. See, if this is a depleting strategy to where this is, say, a 401k, every year they take income, their balance is a little bit less. And now what they're earning interest on is a little bit less. And then if they take income again, the balance is a little bit less. And if they happen to incur a loss during that time, it's devastating. But if the spouse dies here in the middle, this account must continue on at whatever balance that thing is for 2 lives. This is how we leverage insurance because we only have to have it last for one. It's incredibly beneficial when we're looking at a spend down strategy. So now to properly compete against this, a traditional investment account must grow by about more than double the value of the insurance values to offset their lower distribution rate, because it's a depleting strategy, which is about 3%, the taxes that are due, the means testing on the Social Security, and the fact that it has to last for 2 lives. And typically that means, and what we found mathematically called a capital equivalent value, it has to get about a 9 to 13% rate of return after fees just to compete against this insurance. What kind of risk tolerance would you have to take on to accomplish that? So here's what we look to do to solve this and tie everything together. And that ends my commentary on how we leverage a spend down utilizing insurance.